Welcome to the Design Institute of San Diego. My name is Michelle Hamm. I'm one of the instructors here at the college, and today we're talking specifically about your drafting desks. First, I'd like to talk to you specifically about the parallel bar and how it works. Now, the way this parallel bar works is it has a cabling system that runs through the bar. So up at the top, you have a spring. Then technically there are actually two separate cables. One of these cables comes off one side of the spring, wraps around the hardware with the nylon wheel, wraps down here, and then there's another nylon wheel inside here. It wraps around the nylon wheel, comes through the center of the bar, crosses out around another nylon wheel here and down through the bottom and in the stop. The second cable then starts at the spring up here, comes around the nylon wheel there, down this side, through the parallel bar, across and out the other side. And it's crossed through. This crossing through of the cable is one of the ways that the parallel bar is able to stay completely parallel and not shift at an angle. The other component of understanding this is that you must have tension in the spring, and you must have this particular stop, which is a piece of metal with a hole in it, and the nut that goes over top of this threaded rod that comes off the hardware on one corner only. The wire or cabling must be on the outbound side of that threaded rod, and once you have established the tension on the spring, then this metal plate with the hole goes right over top of that rod, and it goes over top of the cable. The cable needs to run underneath, and then you take the nut with the plastic cover and you tighten that down completely. Now, this particular parallel bar actually has what they call a set of brakes in it. So these particular knobs here on top of the parallel bar, when you loosen them, it allows the parallel bar to move on your table. If you gently tighten them, you don't need to over tighten them, now the parallel bar stays stationary. The brakes are considered an upgrade, and it's your choice if you'd like to get that feature. Here's a parallel bar that has been removed from the desk, and I want to show you a couple other features. The parallel bars come with clips that are actually, you can remove these. They simply slide in the end and they can be removed. If your desk is the same length as your parallel bar, then you may want the clips. The clips are optional. They usually come with every single parallel bar. When you get the bar, the clips won't be attached. If you have a desk that's longer than the parallel bar, which you can have, then you won't use the clips at all. The other feature I'd like to show you with this particular parallel bar, and this is considered an upgrade as well, is this one has the ball bearings underneath it. Pay attention and note if you have those ball bearings on the bottom, and then you want to be a critical thinker later that if you start to see a vertical line show up of graphite on your desk or your project, that you're collecting dirt inside those ball bearings, and you want to clean really well underneath to get that, underneath your parallel bar to get that clean. It doesn't happen very often, but a cable can actually break on a parallel bar. So I strongly recommend that you have a spare cable, because if the cable breaks, you replace the cable only. You don't buy a brand new parallel bar. When a cable breaks, sometimes people get nervous they don't know what they're going to do to put that new cable in. The last thing you want to do when a cable breaks is to grab on the old cable and start pulling it out. What you want to do is leave the cables in place, and you come up to the top part, and the cable was broken right here, and all we had was this tail. Then you simply take the new tail of the new cable and wrap it around this, and you'd use the smallest amount of tape you could get, and you would pull on the old cable to help the new cable thread through inside of the cabling itself. There are a couple different companies that are making these, Nayline and Alvin, and the different companies that make these, the quality is just as good for all the different types. I've never seen one that was an inferior quality. What I do recommend is that you only buy a parallel bar that has a cabling on top. The ones that I've seen with the parallel bar that have a plastic clip that goes around the underside and a cable at the bottom have always been, in my experience, problematic with the cabling, and they never seem to stay parallel and straight on the parallel bar. So now let's go ahead and give you a demonstration of how to put the parts and pieces together.